joining us again. We are looking at our interview series for Lime Intelligence, talking to airports around Australia on how your personal and the Hobart experience has been over COVID, and I guess really looking at the future, what sort of things are coming. So this morning we have Matt Cocker, who is CEO of Hobart Airport. So thank you for joining us, Matt.
Thanks for having me, Carly.
It's great to chat to you. And look, I guess looking at your numbers, Hobart was hit pretty hard at the beginning of COVID, probably one of the most drastically hit airports around the country. What was that initial feeling like for you guys? And what was that what did you sort of lurch into from day one?
Yeah, it was a pretty devastating impact here in Hobart, and indeed the state. I mean, Tassie's reliant upon the tourism industry. It sort of props up the whole of the economy. And of course, being an island, we need some essential links to the mainland. And when we saw for the first time since 1956, the first time since the airport opened, no flights coming into or out of Hobart, it was pretty devastating.
Yeah.
That was one day. The following day, we started essential links back into Melbourne. But even just one flight in, one flight out a day, that had a massive impact upon the business, but indeed the economy of the state.
And what was, I guess, the strategy for you guys in dealing with that? How did you approach that with the staff and people on airport?
Yeah, so from a staff perspective, of course, we wanted to ensure that we were in a position to recover as quickly as we possibly could. There'd been a couple of false starts throughout from March until August, and then obviously the Premier's announcement in August to say that that the borders wouldn't open until December. We were looking for a long extended period of time. But what we wanted to do is ensure that we had the right people to rebuild the airport. Those people who'd built the airport previously were going to be here to rebuild in recovery. So using JobKeeper and other ways, we managed through COVID with limiting any loss of staff, which was fantastic. Great. Now we're in a great position to recover.
Okay, excellent. And just chatting to you earlier, you were talking about some of the positive things to come out of COVID, like some of those intrastate links, and how Hobart Airport sort of took that sort of role of working with some of the smaller regional airports around Tassie and trying to get some links, some intrastate links.
Yeah, of course. We had our focus was on recovering pre-existing routes domestically, but also playing our part with the state government to ensure that we were converting on any opportunity there might have been. Now, of course, while Tasmanians couldn't travel interstate, we wanted to see what we could do to actually open up links intrastate. So we now have links with King Island and Flinders Island as an example, which were never ever in existence previously. And the uptake on those was fantastic. And of course, our relationship with Tourism Tasmania and our relationship with the Premier's office was really important, so that we could actually play our part in identifying opportunities for economic recovery. And we've always had a strong relationship with the Tasmanian government, but I think with the work that we've conducted throughout the COVID experience, both parties have been helpful toward each other. And now we're in a position where the recovery is looking fantastic. With for December, I think it's 65% of pre-COVID level flying, and then in January that'll build to around 80–85%.
Fantastic.
Of course, what we need to do now is lift the demand. So the supply's there, we just need to get bums on seats.
Yeah, and look, I think it's been an interesting challenge talking to a few airports, like things like on the ground stakeholders, like the car rental companies and things, like trying to catch up with the I guess the pretty rapid recovery that we're looking at now. And so is Hobart Airport working pretty closely with the on-airport stakeholders on how to manage that ramp up?
Yeah, absolutely. Not only the on-airport stakeholders and our business partners, but indeed the whole of the tourism industry. Because as an island state, we think we're going to be a domestic beneficiary. But to be able to be that domestic beneficiary, all of the services need to be there, including, as you've indicated, rental cars. So it has been highlighted, and we're working closely. We've got not only a close relationship with the Tasmanian government, but also the Tourism Industry Council. And when you share a problem, you can solve a problem quickly, I hope, and that's our focus.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great. Oh, look, it sounds like fantastic that you guys have got lots to look forward to. I mean, Hobart's always been such a strong destination, and you had a huge growth pre-COVID. So I know it's going to be popular again for people on the mainland to get down to Tassie and hopefully fill those flights that are coming back online really quickly. So congratulations on how you've managed that through and keeping the team on board. And we wish you all the best for January.
Good on you, Carly. Thanks so much. Come on down. We're
You're on.